Thanks for joining me today on this Thrift with me. Today I'm going to be talking about ways that you can improve your thrifting trips to try to make more money and make your thrifting more profitable. I'll be sharing 5 tips to make your thrifting trips more profitable, but I know there's more. So go down there and leave a comment and let us know a good tip that you would give other people as far as how to maximize your time at the thrift store. And go down there and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified when I put out new videos about thrifting and making money online. All right, let's go in. We showed up at Savers right before they opened, and luckily we got there, like I say, just a little before they opened. We were able to go and donate a few items so that we could get our 20% off coupon. So that is one tip that I didn't write down, but if you find out like the color of the day, or if your thrift store has ways that you can get an even better discount. Savers also has a rewards program, so it's in their computer system. So if you sign up, then you can get so much every so often you get coupons that's already built into their system. So that is one definite tip that I would give you. Another tip that I like to take is I make sure I go to the bathroom when I first get there or before I go, so that I don't have to leave my cart, right, with all my goodies in it by the restroom for someone to come and pick over. So this is me walking. It's a little wobbly. I'm walking. I don't know if it's the cart or me. I am wearing my GoPro in this video because we had been out garage sailing. So I thought, you know what? Let me just wear the GoPro into Savers and see if anything is said, or nobody said anything. Nobody said a thing. I don't generally do a lot of VHS, but I know there can be money in it. So one of the tips that I have for today is to pull your phone out and just look things up. There was the whole set of Ken Burns Civil War VHS, which I know is a really popular. Ken Burns is a great documentarian. And so I decided to look that up and look up, Purple Rain, because there's quite a cult following. And neither of them were worth me picking up. But my tip there is, one, to look it up. But also, if you feel like the pressure's on and you really want to get around the thrift store and look everything up later, put it in your cart. I can't count how many times I have not put something in my cart and thought, you know what, I'll check it out later, I'll go back, I'll look it up, and then it's gone, or somebody else has picked it up. Sorry, my cat's bumping my computer. Another area I personally like looking at is the pictures. I really enjoy it. A lot of times I can find really unique things here, sometimes for myself and frequently to flip. So another tip that I have, which I'm going to be bringing up a couple times in this video, is to find items and go into areas that you are not 100% comfortable with. Even if it's just, I'm going to pick up one item that I don't know and I'm going to look it up, because I can't stress enough the importance of educating yourself, because the more you know, whether it's something that, oh yeah, this is something I can pick up, it should be a good flip, or even if it's something that you pick up and look up and it's not, every bit is helpful along the way. So even if it ends up being something you're not going to flip, it's still knowledge moving forward. So again, looking through all of these things, I like to look for unique items, things that look like they're maybe one of a kind, things that are vintage or really old. Let's see what I have here. This is it looks like a page from a vintage book that someone has framed. And I know that there's a market for this because my mom is one of the people that loves it. She loves finding or ordering or buying Alice in Wonderland illustrations that people have taken out of old books. Maybe the book has fallen apart and someone has framed it and is selling it. But my mom has lots of that. This is one that I kind of wish I had gotten. It was an oil painting. The frame was really, really cool, but I didn't. I can't remember now what it said the price was on that. Sassy Since Birth. I thought y'all appreciate that with my sassy tassel peeps. Sassy Since Birth. Let's see what else we got here. That's another one. The frame was gorgeous. The picture was not that, it didn't grab me that much, but I really liked the frame. And that's something I haven't done. Well, I mean, I've sold frames before, but not like picture frames, like big picture frames. So that was something I did not take with me. I found some pretty cool things at Savers as far as art. And you guys let me know as we go also, like not only tips, but things that you see that I miss, because that's another way that I learn and I get new information is I love reading the comments because, no man or woman is an island that knows all things. Wait, I think I'm mixing my metaphors there, but you get what I'm saying. No one knows everything, and we can all learn from one another, and that's good in my books. That's good in my books. I've been doing this for years, and I can't tell you how many times people say, this is such a bad business model. You're giving away all your ideas." Like, I've been doing this long enough that it's clearly, it's doing fine. I'm doing okay. Because we're all spread out, right? How many thrifters are watching my videos and going to the same thrift stores as me? Or are there at the same time as me? Or There's plenty. This is a famous photograph of the pig jumping. So I was looking like there's no glass. That's what I'm trying to show. Like there's no glass in there. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cute, but I don't end up. Plus I want $5 for it. I'm like, I like it, but yeah, I think I'm trying to point something out there and I can't remember what it is. I don't normally pick at things in the thrift stores like that. Again, I do like selling frames when I can find them cheap enough and if they're unique enough. That's another one that was kind of cool. I was like, that's neat. The frame was kind of a mess, so I didn't get that. I love Halloween, so not a tip, but always be thrifting for yourself too. So potions in the cart. In the cart. Let's see what else we've got here. How to try a spirit. Maybe I should have looked that up. I don't think either I didn't read that right or I didn't recognize what it was, because probably anything occult related would probably sell. Interesting. Here's my next tip. So you see little hands there pulling Nerf gun pieces. If you've got kids old enough to go around thrift stores with you, give them things to look for. So my kids are old enough to go around on their own. They behave themselves. Or maybe a spouse or a friend or somebody that wants to come thrifting with you, is interested and wants to learn more even. Bring them with you and say, okay, these are the kinds of things you could be looking for. So my kids know they go look for Nerf and Lego, usually for themselves, but sometimes we sell them. And then I'll tell them, look for glass paperweights, things that would be pretty easy for them to go look for. Or I tell them, if you see something that is so weird and wacky, let's take a look at it. If you see something that catches your eye that's like, what is this? Definitely, grab it, take a look, and bring it along to mom to have a peek at it. I liked this little broom. I'm trying to remember what it's for. It's super cute, but I don't think I end up getting the dog broomy thing. But I do. Maybe I did get it. I'll have to look, because I know I haven't listed this lady and gentleman, but I do have them. It's a music. They turn and the music plays. I haven't listed them, have I? I've listed a number of things from this trip, but not that. And I'm like, where is it? It's probably on the shelf, put somewhere. Oh, look at this pelican. It's $4. I love picking up, figural items. I talk about it all the time. You're probably getting sick of me talking about it. But, animals and things like that. I don't see a lot of pelicans, but I didn't want to pay $5 for it. So I didn't. There was more than I wanted to pay. That is another tip that I didn't write down, is that I get comments a lot about, like, why didn't you pick this up? I can't believe you put that back. I don't just go blow the bank when I go thrifting. I try to be calculated with how much I'm spending. And of course, I'm going to miss things, that there are going to be things that y'all let me know, like, that was something you should have picked up. But again, I'm trying to be wise about my spending. These cats, I do get those. Am I showing how much they are? I think it's $3.99. But yeah, I don't go and I wish I could just go and buy all the things and bring them home. One, I don't have the money for that. Two, I know I'm a one-woman show, and so it's going to take me forever to get all that stuff listed. I've got quite a little pile happening over there. It's not out of control yet. I should have bought that. That was $1.50. but I didn't get it. But yeah, I mean, keep that in mind. You've got to know, it's so tempting too, because you're like, oh my gosh, you see profits in everything, and it's so easy to just go spend, 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 spend. But if that money's not coming back in, then it's not a good choice to do that, because then you'll find yourself in a spot of bother, darlings. So the two cats, and I'm going to talk about this again in a little bit. I do this at the thrift stores. When I find things that are marked, each of those cats was marked $3.99. And they sometimes will have things like that, and they'll mark them for the set. When I find things like that, I always ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, right? So when I get up to the checkout, I'll say, look, these two go together. They're not marked as a set. Is it $3.99 for one? Is it $3.99 for both? And usually, well, not usually, sometimes they will say, oh, okay, $3.99 for both. Yeah, okay. Doesn't hurt to ask. And I don't remember if they did that on this trip or not. I definitely got my 20% off, so that's okay. But it's another way to try to save a little money on your thrifting trips. Let's see what I've got here on my notes. Something else we're going to talk about in a second. Okay. Yeah, more figural items. $6. My savers, it's hit or miss. Like sometimes things are crazy expensive and other times they are very reasonable. So I try to keep that in mind so my profit of margin is wide enough for me to get them. Sorry about that. Have to hydrate, y'all. And what have we here? This is pretty cute, but I don't see it. Oh, there's the price. $5. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go with your gut on things. A lot of times I do. I'll take a chance on items. But especially if you're starting out, it might, that's plastic. I would have gotten it if it was glass. But it was plastic. Maybe I should have gotten it anyway. But it was $5. But yeah, it's good to look things up. It's good to I mean, again, looking them up is not always the be-all, end-all if you're looking at eBay solds. But it's a good place to start. And if you're just getting started, do I miss that ginger jar? I'm looking right at it here. I'm going to miss it. All right, I feel it already. There's that yellow. I'm totally going to pass it up. I know I am. And I like picking up ginger jars. Oh well, these can sell really well too, but that's broken. It's those gemstone trees, but that one was broken, so I didn't like. I'm not getting that. Nope, I'm not even gonna look at that yellow ginger jar up there. Oh well. See, we miss things all the time. Okie dokie, let's get back at it here. I definitely have been trying to do better about making a second sweep, even though I missed that ginger jar. I've been trying to do a better job at slowing down and also taking a second look, maybe going around the aisles one more time, because I frequently miss things, as you clearly see. So I think it's wise to take a second look at the shelves. Also, they're constantly, at this store anyway, they're constantly restocking things. So sometimes I have that FOMO when I see them going down an aisle I already went down. I'm like, ooh, I gotta hustle back down that aisle and see. I kind of wanted this for me. We've got squirrels and whatnot, so I put them in my cart. I do end up looking it up. Aha! Kid found glass paperweight. It's one of those little glass eggs. So yay, good job. Mission accomplished. Now another thing. Look at this. This ends up being a Fenton apple, and I was on the fence about getting it because I couldn't read the mark on it. Which I'll show you. I have a tip. I do this in a second. On the Apple, I don't actually do the zoom on I use my phone. I take my camera out on my phone and I zoom in on marks. You'll see me doing it for some other things, but I didn't do it for the Apple. I ended up going back and forth at the store and trying to decide if I should get it or not. And I erred on the side of, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on it. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did, because it's, I mean, the ones that are up there, anywhere $100, $200. We'll see. It hasn't sold yet, but I'm so glad I got it. Anyway, so yeah, in a minute you'll see me doing that, using my phone and like zooming in to see. So if you don't have the eyes of a hawk or the eyes of your youth, then you might consider bringing some sort of magnifying device or use your phone to take a picture and zoom in so you can read marks so that you can better look things up. All right, so these are the bags. I always love looking through these because one, they're usually small items that are easy to ship, easy to store, and you can get a lot of bang for your buck. Sometimes they're just like junky stuff, but frequently I found things. What did I just find? There was one, it was like a Powerpuff Girls little purse, and but that wasn't even the thing I bought it for. I bought it for the other thing that was in the bag, but the Powerpuff Girls little purse is already sold. So, and it was like $20 or something like that. I don't think I put it in my last sales video, but no, I don't even think I've shipped it yet. So it's still not shipped out. So yeah, it's worth looking through because you can get a good bang for your buck on small items here. And also sometimes I'll find things for my business like thank you cards, tape. We homeschool, so frequently I'll find items that we can use like art supplies and stuff like that. Those little busts are cool. Yeah, so I think this is just such a fun area to dig through because you just never know what you're going to find in the bags. A little more hydration. All right, let's see what else we've got over here. If you have any tips for the bag area, let me know. Look at this. I thought it was a bell or something. No, it's just for decor. Just decor. This Savers, like I say, it's pretty well organized, pretty well stocked, but the prices are sometimes kind of pricey. So here I am. I've decided to go ahead and stop and look up a few things that I've picked up, which again is this is a tip that I would give you if it's something you're not familiar with and or if you're on a budget, to take a second and look up some of the items that you've got in your cart to see if it's something you would like to bring home. I wish I could see what I was doing. I guess I should have held it in front of the camera better, but just know I'm looking something up to try to see if I should get it or not. What is it? Is it spoons? I can't even tell. No. Search. Oh well, live and learn. Next time I'll hold it in front of the camera so you can see better what I'm looking up. Holiday stuff. Holiday stuff listed all year round. In my last sales video, there was something that was Halloween. There was something Thanksgiving. There were multiple Christmas items that sold. So if you're not listing Christmas stuff year round, I feel like I'm a broken record on some of these things. This guy, I have pictures taken of him. I haven't listed him yet, but he's going to be going up very soon. Isn't he fun? It's a big mouth jack-o'-lantern candy bowl dish thing. He's so cool. I love Halloween stuff. Love it. Definitely listed all year round. So this is, as I talk about many times, the glass stuff, there's some things I know to look for, but every time, just try to branch out a little bit more. Okay, here's my next tip. This is kind of two tips in one. These are the kinds of things I used to pick up, things like this. They're like paper plate holders for picnics and stuff. And what I'm doing here is I'm looking them up because I know it's been a while since I've picked them up and sold them. So sometimes the price changes on things that you may have always sold. So it's always a good idea, and if you hear it from another seller, check it out for yourself. So I thought, you know what? I haven't sold something like this in a really long time. So I'm counting them because I was looking at listings. And so I was trying to figure out, is it going to be worth me picking up to list those? And it turns out, no. If I could have gotten them for a much cheaper price, then I probably would have picked them up because they're really light. They're easy to store, ship, all that stuff. But because they aren't selling like they used to, I guess people aren't having picnics or maybe they're starting to now, but I decided that was not going to be something that I was picking up. The other tip that I wanted to talk about with that is breaking lots apart. It's something that I could have thought about doing, but I didn't at the time. But for example, in one of my other haul videos, I showed, or ride-alongs. I don't remember which one it was. I picked up these flashcards that are these vintage style flashcards. They have really cool art on them, and there's one for each letter, and I paid $4 or $5 on them. You know, they're like so. And when I got them home, it turns out 2 of them were missing, so I couldn't sell them as a whole set. Now, with them being sold on eBay and stuff like that, I think I've seen them being sold for about $20-25 if it was complete. Then when I was talking to friends on, I guess it was the haul video that I was doing, and in the chat, people were saying, oh yeah, you could totally break them up and list them individually. And so I thought, I'm going to try that. I listed each card individually for $10 each, which seems out of this world insane. Because I even thought that when I was listing them, I can't believe I'm listing each card for $10. And I did that, and the same day, 3 of the cards sold. 2 of them I did take an offer of $8, but already I have sold 3 of the individual cards for more than what the entire set was selling for if you had the complete set. So it may take time for the others to sell. Certain ones are probably more desirable than others, but it's something to think about, because getting a whole set of something and then breaking it apart, the same goes for like board games and stuff. Sometimes the pieces of the game can be sold to make more money than the whole thing. I do get that cat, those cats. So if you're wondering, I do have them. That was to take pictures of, because it was mirrored, the frame around it. So I looked at it and I set it back, but it was one of those that my kid, tell my kid, if you see anything weird or unusual, grab it. So I looked at it, and then in a minute, my kid brings it over to me, and I'm like, okay, it's a sign. I've looked at it. You saw it. Somebody's going to want this thing. So I got it. I haven't gotten it listed yet, but I have the photographs taken of it. Definitely a fun one. Anyway, so that was my other tip about breaking things apart if it's missing pieces or whatever. Like I say, I was super, super stoked to have sold some already on that one. Let's see what here. What is my kiddo bringing me? It's kind of fun, because then my kids, when they come, they feel like they're on a scavenger hunt. They go around and find the things. Sometimes it's a let's do it, and sometimes it's a no, I don't think that's going to work out. So this was cool. I kind of wish I got it. It looks like a painted watermelon, but I didn't want to spend $4. If it was $1 or $2, maybe. I'm like, I don't want to. I really, really try to keep it under $100. It's so hard. Thrifting. I mean, when you find good stuff, that is. Look, okay. I look at it again, and then my kid brings it to me again later. It was a sign. We had to get it. And so we did. Let's see. I'm really kind of bouncing all around with my camera work here. Oh, well. It's strapped to me, so that's just the way I move, I guess. I guess I just move bouncy, wobbly. I don't know. Yeah, so you can see my kids holding the frame there, and we're having a conversation about the cat picture, and it goes into the cart in just a second. So I'm back to the bags. I end up finding silverware, and you see me earlier hitting some brass things together. My sister likes to make wind chimes and sun catchers and things like that, and so she uses some of those brass pieces. So she's like, grab those, see if they like clang them together, see if they sound good. And if they don't sound good, don't get them. But if they sound good, get them. Same thing with like silver plate. So I went back and forth about getting these for her. But I have found like sterling silver at the bins. So I like to check now, because I wish I could say I could see it and spot it and know that's silver versus silver plate without looking at the marks, but I'm not that good. So I always look. This is where I'm taking my camera out, and I open the camera and I zoom it in. And then sometimes that's even not good enough. So I zoom it in, and then I take a picture, and then I can zoom the picture in even more. So it's definitely worth doing or worth trying if you've got your phone. I don't carry my cheaters with me, and I have a feeling that it's getting beyond that. It's getting beyond that. I think when you hit a certain age, your eyes and everything just start going. They're going. Oh well, we've had a good run. All right, I'm looking at my list of tips. It turns out I've got more than 5. I didn't intended on having 5 tips, but I've been doing more than that, so good deal. Uh, that's me looking it up. There's also Google Lens. We've talked a little bit about that. You know, if you find something and you're not sure what it is, you can use Google Lens or Google reverse image search to try to find items that are similar. So that's another thing that you can do while you're at the thrift store, to find items and to see if they're worth picking up, or even just to see, what is this? You know, sometimes you'll come across something that you have no idea what it is, which is always fun. I love it. Again, looking more at the silverware. Okay, my kid is bringing me a puffer fish. It looks like it was like a drink container from a amusement park or a carnival or something, and it looks like a puffer fish. And so, okay, I mean, it ticked off the it's weird box, but I was like, I don't know if I sell that or not. So I didn't I didn't get it. I should give my kid a budget. I'm like, here, you can find something for $5. Let's see what you can make of that. I have a mug video that I need to edit together too for my mug people. I've been way more cautious about buying mugs lately. I say they haven't been selling for me, but then I don't have that many listed. But I've been really... This is upside down. It's printed upside down. So I don't know if it was like, oops, we printed a lot upside down. And look at, again, that one's upside down too. What's going on here? I haven't been finding as many that I want to pick up to sell. So I don't know what the deal with that is. But I love it. I mean, they're easy to take pictures of. They're super easy to ship. You can make a good profit. I think also the price at Savers is expensive. I mean, I don't want to spend $3 or $4 on a mug. And when I go to the bins, I look at mugs. If they're not chipped and messed up, then I can get them for like 10 cents. And it's hard, you know, to mesh that together, you know, when you can get it cheaper somewhere else if I can find. Well, unless it's something that's really going to make a good profit. As you can see in the cart, there's a jewelry box. I love selling trinket boxes and jewelry boxes. People are always looking for that kind of stuff. And let's see what else we're going to find down here. This could be another area. This is what another one of my tips was. Go to an area that you're not super familiar with. I think I talked about this a little bit. And just look at one item. Look up one brand. Like, even if it's, I don't know, just random, pick up a pot or a pan. It looks kind of interesting. Maybe it's cool. And just look up the brand. Maybe not even that exact item, but look it up and just look at what's up there and what's sold. And if you do that, like, how many times a week do you go to the thrift store? If you do that once or twice a trip, I mean, by the end of the week, you could have 10 to 14 new items kind of in your wheelhouse as far as get this, don't get that. And over time, I mean, over a month, over a year, you'll have expanded your knowledge of different brands, of different items. I mean, I don't have time at home. I wish I had time at home just to kind of like randomly sift through things and look, but I don't. But if I could do that at the thrift store from time to time, then that would really improve my ability to find new things. I always like going past the blankets and quilts. I have found a really nice quilt at this thrift store, and there's always really nice crochet and knitted blankets. This one up here, this really bright one, catches my eye, but it's small. It's a crocheted blanket. I mean, it might be a good like baby blanket. I put it in my cart because it's so cute. Now I put it out of my cart. Now I'm in my cart. It's out of my cart. I wish it was bigger because I really liked the colors in it. Let's see where we're going now. So this store, I guess I can't get past those clothes or what? I must buy something else. What do I spy? Yeah. I like picking up those kits, like embroidery kits and needlepoint, whatnot. So I have found really nice bags in this section there because it's kind of separate from where the other bags are. So if your thrift store kind of like tucks things away, definitely go peek around in the areas, because there's a whole other section for like bags and purses and wallets and stuff. And then there's those bags that maybe they're more like travel bags or maybe men bags, or it's weird. There's like just a weird area. It's tucked away. Well, I ran out of footage. I just kept talking. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Go down there and leave a comment letting me know another tip that you've got for flipping things from the thrift store, good tips for how to maximize your time and profit while you're there. And again, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. And if you don't, follow me over on Instagram. I share not just stuff about thrifting, but funny memes and all kinds of stuff on Instagram and Facebook if you're on either of those platforms. I'm at Texas Gal Treasures on both of those places. And I'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Bye.